The mystery machine drives up a mountain. Seemingly a looming threat appears as a shadow. What awaits our heroes in the winter wasteland? Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Hey yo, meddling kids! I'm Charlie,
And I'm Ethan.
and hey, this is a very good episode for when this is going to come out, as Ethan pointed out to me just before recording.
Yes.
As Scooby says, "Jingle bells," is. I mean, right now it's almost Thanksgiving, but like, let's just skip to Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this for right now.
Well, I don't know about you, but I prefer to start Christmas festivities after Thanksgiving. Kelly is a Christmas starts November 1st kind of person.
I go with it can start November 3rd. Cuz like Dia de Muertos goes to like November 2nd. So like spoopy time still is happening in November, just a little bit. And then
True.
I want to skip Thanksgiving just altogether. We can just go
Sure.
to Christmas. That's fine.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
I need the Ghost of Bigfoot actually.
Do you, Charlie? Do you need it?
You know what they say about people with big feet?
Big shoes.
Big dick.
I know that, Charlie. I am
Yes,
well
but
aware.
you didn't say it, so I had to say it. Somebody had to.
Somebody had to. Though, as we come to find out, this is not quite the truth. So,
No, that man was compensating actually.
very much so.
All right, once again, the gang is in winter gear. Oh wait! I forgot. Is new Scooby Doo movies? We gotta talk about the people, the people.
Yeah, so we've got Laurel and Hardy in this episode. Um, People I had heard of, but didn't really know anything about. All I know is that they were comedians from back in the day, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this might have been my introduction to Laurel and Hardy as well. See if I don't think I've ever stuff really.
Yeah,
I think like one of the only films I've seen that has a comedy duo. One of the other ones, I think it's like Abbott and that I
Abbott and
saw.
Costello is a popular one. I've seen the one where they meet Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's the one that I saw.
Okay,
But
but
no.
it looks like they were long dead by the time this came out.
Yeah, like 10-ish years, 10 plus years
Yeah.
dead.
But this is reading directly from their Wikipedia page. Laurel and Hardy were a British-American comedy team during the early classical Hollywood era of American cinema, consisting of Englishman Stan Laurel and American Oliver Hardy. Starting their career duo in silent film, they later transitioned to talkies, which are, for those of you who don't know, movies with sound. From the late 20s to the mid-50s, they were famous for their slapstick comedy, with Laurel playing the clumsy, childlike friend to Hardy's pompous bully. So just a couple little sentences there. They've been in over 100 movies. So quite
Oh,
the storied people here.
there was like a biofilm about them like in the past 10 years.
Yeah, it was Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly who played them. I know that. Okay, this may be controversial. I don't really like Will Ferrell that much as an actor.
No, my dad would agree with you, but my dad doesn't like most comedic people. So
I also don't like Elf. I don't
again,
like
I
Elf.
don't think that's super controversial. I feel like it's like a 50-50.
People our age tend to really like Elf, in my experience at least. So,
Like I enjoy these things. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, it's just the way Will Ferrell does like the secondhand embarrassment or like acting immature, just not really my thing. At least in his movies.
Yeah. Although, oh god, what's the movie that he did? The dad's movie. It's
Daddy's Home, is that the one?
yes, yes. Listen,
I'm listening.
that's funny. That shit was funny.
I haven't seen it. I don't have any frame of reference here.
It's him and Marky Mark. He Will Ferrell's the stepdad. Mark Wahlberg is the actual the bio dad.
Hmm.
And guess who the mom is? The mom is Velma.
Linda Cardellini's in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Love that for her.
It's all the antics of like, oh, but you're not a real dad, and like the kids are like very little.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there was like a sequel, uh,
Yeah.
and that involves also like the
The
other
sequel involves the
family.
granddads, right?
I don't remember if it was the granddads, but I know there's like John Cena's in this more involved in the sequel.
John
Uh,
Cena's in.
he has a
Wow.
cameo in the first one as
Okay.
like
Okay.
uh oh yeah, because Mark Wahlberg gets married and becomes somebody else's stepdad, and then John Cena is
Oh.
revealed to be the bio dad. That's what it was.
Okay.
Anyway, that's
That's wild.
I just remember it being very funny because it's like, oh yeah, Will Ferrell's like the awkward dude, and then you have like buff guy, cool guy is the bio dad, and then
Hmm.
you gotta go from there. You gotta be like, okay, so John Cena's like the cooler guy compared to Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just escalated. Anyway,
Tangents aside, that's Laurel and Hardy, I guess.
they're a comedy duo. They, you know, who doesn't love a good comedy duo? And apparently they had a Hanna Barbera cartoon. I think that's where this comes from.
that would make sense. Um, so
Let's see. Yep, Hanna Barbera,
okay.
which also came out I think after both of them died as well.
Well, I mean,
So
either way, the people, the guys voicing Laurel and Hardy are not actually them. So
no, it's not. Oh, it only had one season, but it had like short episodes or something. Yeah, 5 minutes.
oh,
So
okay. So it's like the
156
Scooby and Scrappy Doo
episodes.
show.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, they got to be on this, so that's cool. And I like this episode. I feel like this is like where I like the frickin' fracas with Jonathan
Hmm.
Winters. I'm like, oh, okay. I, again, it's the comedic people who like really
Hmm.
get into the Scooby Doo rather
Yeah.
than like the ones who don't as much.
Hmm.
When you're able to really get into the wackiness that is Scooby Doo, it makes the episode all the better.
Yeah, because like some of the guests we've seen so far, they haven't really leaned into it that much. Like for example, the Sonny and Cher episode, it didn't seem like they really leaned into the wackiness of it in my mind.
No, yeah, but this. Listen.
Hmm.
Tell me it's not wacky.
Oh, it's 110% wacky. That's why I love
Also,
this.
also, who would you be? Are you a Laurel or are you a Hardy?
Um, I probably, which one was more the not dumb one?
Hardy.
I'd probably be a Hardy.
I'm a Laurel.
See, this is exactly why we are hosting the show together, Carly.
I mean, to be fair, once again, you're very similar to my girlfriend, who would also probably be a Hardy.
This tracks. This tracks.
All right,
All right. So, Charlie, it's your favorite. The gang is dressed up in their winter gear.
listen, we got so many outfits in this episode. Are
I
you kidding
know.
me? Like,
Like, we get the winter outfits, we get the PJs, we get,
I think
um,
I think that's it. But still, like
but
that's three
not their
outfits.
regular, yeah, not their
No,
regular clothes, right?
we do see their regular outfits briefly when they're like in the hotel, but they're not sleeping. When they're
Got
just
it.
hanging out in the hotel, they are in their regular outfits.
Okay.
So we get three outfits in this episode for the gang. and I love it
They
so much.
definitely paid their animators with this one.
Yeah. So the gang is going on a skiing vacation to the mountains to this special lodge. They're not lost, Ethan.
They know where they're going. They want to go here. This is
This is
wild.
this is agency. I love it
I
when they have
know.
agency.
Yes. I mean, the mystery does kind of happen to them, but like not because they're lost.
Yeah.
Now, Laurel and Hardy, they are.
Yeah, yeah. So somebody had to get lost in the episode, but you know what? You know what? They help them. They, get them into their car later, and it's all good. It's all good.
It is all good. Though, Charlie, do we have to start the shenanigan counts with Laurel and Hardy in the car?
I think we might have to. Listen, I fucking love Stan Laurel.
Yep.
Oh my god, this man is ridiculous. You follow the blue road till you get to the red one and turn left. Where's the map, Laurel? Where's the map? It's in the suitcase, so we wouldn't get it lost.
Perfect. Perfect.
I think that's already the first shenanigan.
Him leaving the map in the suitcase.
I think so.
Well, I think another one is when uh Hardy buries him in suitcases to keep him warm.
Oh, absolutely. And then he's like, "Do you need another suitcase?" Yeah, I need a small one and the large of my back. Like,
Man,
peak.
this episode is already a banger.
Yeah. Everybody's cold. Like Shaggy and Scooby are also cold in the back of the mystery machine. Shaggy makes a joke that Scooby won't have enough teeth to chew soup, which I also love.
Yeah. Okay. So
Um,
we
uh,
have another
every
shenanigan.
every
No, go
single
ahead.
one of Laurel's one-liners, I can't stop. It's just like, oh, I didn't wear my long winter underwear. I wanted to look my best if we got in an accident.
Laurel, what are you doing?
These lines live in my brain rent free. I can't.
As they
I can't
fucking
explain it.
should. As they fucking should.
Okay, continue. You were going, Ethan.
So we see the hands of the ghost of Bigfoot shove a snowball down the
Yeah,
hill? Or a
yeah.
snow
Just
covered
a
boulder or something.
it. I mean, I would think that's just snow, but Laurel calls it a rock, so I don't know.
It's big enough it could be a rock.
It could be. It doesn't hit them, so
No, but they end up wrecking the car anyway.
well, yeah, because of course Laurel sees it. The thing about this is Laurel's actually not as dumb as you would think.
No,
Me as someone who
not
watched this episode enough times, he's not.
he's
Is
not
it?
what,
Would it?
Charlie?
I think I want to say high intelligence, low wisdom.
Okay. So he's smart. So he's book smart but not street smart, right?
I think so. I think it's more that like because he's like he's trying to keep the map safe. Okay,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
just not thinking about how to do that. He's
Right.
trying to save them from getting in an accident, but he causes an accident by doing that.
Yeah.
So like, there's some level of smarts here, but he's not following through in a way that always works out.
You took the words right out of my mouth. There's no follow through.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we see our first good look at this ghost of Bigfoot, which what monster design is this?
It's just a large white man shape with a beard and eyebrows.
Those are some hellacious eyebrows. And
And the laugh.
God, the laugh. Oh
The
boy.
laugh grunt thing, that's the only sound this man makes, it
Yeah.
seems. But is the snowball itself a shenanigan? I
Um.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because because it
I'll put
because
it
it
on
caused the
there.
accident, actually.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
talked myself into it.
Okay.
So they end up literally hitchhiking. They're doing the thumbs out thing and everything. Mystery
Mm-hmm.
Machine finds them, and Shaggy being like, "Wow, someone who can do that on purpose would be a driver, some kind of driver." Like,
Yeah.
so, and Laurel being like, Did you guys have an accident? No, thank you. We just had one. Um,
Everything out of Stan Laurel's mouth is gold.
absolute gold. And then you need Hardy to be there as the straight man.
Yeah.
Like, this is.
Though, though this iteration of Laurel and Hardy are a gay couple. Just the characters themselves. I'm not trying to project onto real
Oh,
people.
absolutely. These men are a gay couple. They live together. They
Yeah.
sleep in the same room. They're going to find jobs as bellhops together. I have questions on what what the premise here is and why.
Mm.
But because the kids obviously recognize them and
Yeah.
don't make any reference to why.
That was the case with Don Knotts too.
Yeah, that's definitely very similar to last episode where it's like, yeah, he's a cop because of the reference. Why they know him doesn't matter.
Mm. All right.
You
So
know what?
we get
They do their comedy duo on the side.
yeah.
They need a
It's a
steady job.
hobby. They haven't made it yet. Air quotes made it. So we get where we intended to go. Hooray, Fred! Good job. You successfully got some. You successfully got somewhere without getting lost. Props to you for that. And we meet the owner of the hotel, or at least the front desk man,
It's
Mr.
yeah,
Burgess.
the seemingly only employee of the hotel, so I would say
Well, until he hires Laurel and Hardy.
yeah. Okay, I think he says like owner and proprietor, so like yeah,
Yeah, it seems like a
it's
pretty
just
small
both.
operation anyway. So,
Oh yeah, very much. Even though they're like, oh yeah, this like this great skiing place, you know, like everybody's talking about it, except not this year,
well,
apparently.
for the Bigfoot scaring everybody off.
Exactly. Yeah, and he literally tells them the story of like, oh, well, Bigfoot has been scaring off all of my customers, and the only person left is this old man, Jonathan Crabtree, and his chauffeur.
Hmm. Hmm. Suspicious.
Uh, is this not like the same premise as the mind your own business episode?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with that setup of like here's a hotel in the middle of wherever and there's only one guest or one per other person besides the owner here, and
Right.
that also, spoilers, happens to be the villain of the
Mm-hmm.
episode who's wearing stilts.
Again with the stilts. Why?
Like if I had a nickel for every protagonist or every Scooby-Doo villain that wore stilts specifically.
In an episode themed around a hotel, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Oh yeah, this is a freaking time here today.
We
So
have we are having quite the time.
yeah, so they have this like local lore about the Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
which is very interesting. I'm surprised. Why did they go with Bigfoot? Like,
I don't know, because
I feel like we could have gone with like a Yeti or something.
yeah, well, the thing, okay, Charlie, you don't know what you've tapped into.
What have I tapped into?
I love cryptids. Okay,
Of course you do.
Cryptids, right?
You're one yourself.
Correct. Um, the Yeti is specific to Nepal.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was or not.
Yeah, a lot of different places in the U.S. have their own regional Bigfoots, Big Feet, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
I
them.
know there's even like a regional one to like Mexico, isn't there? Like
I'd have to
there's
look.
I know there's different kinds of stories of like a similar cryptid.
Yeah, well, there Bigfoot's in the Pacific Northwest, like Washington, Oregon, that area.
Mhm.
You have the skunk ape in Florida. You have the yowie. I forget where exactly that is. Missouri has their own version of Bigfoot. I forget what that's called.
This wouldn't make sense because this is Vermont. Why is it
Right.
Bigfoot?
I don't know. Maybe that's just the best frame of reference they had.
Cryptids from Vermont. Okay, it says there is a Bigfoot, I guess. south to the Canadian border. Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
Hmm. Okay.
There's vampires.
In Vermont?
Apparently.
Somebody call
Okay,
Astari and get him up in a ski lodge over there.
why does it say anacondas and armadillos and black panthers? Those are not cryptids. Those are just animals.
Those are just animals in places they're not normally from.
Like a bunch of these other things I understand. A specific lake monster called Champ, who
Yep.
lives in the
That's in
Lake
Michigan, I'm
Champlain.
pretty sure.
It says body of water shared by Vermont, New York, Quebec, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
potentially all of those places. There's Catamount. I don't know what that is. Grotons, Godzilla, Sidehill Cruncher, Human Faced Calf,
Haven't heard of
Pigman.
that one.
At least this is just a quick Google search. This is what
Sure.
the AI of Google has shown me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna blame the Google AI for telling me that black panthers, anacondas, and armadillos are cryptids.
You should. Those are not cryptids, those are animals. But Kansas's cryptid is kind of disappointing. His name is Sinkhole Sam, and he is snake but beak.
A big snake.
He is beak snake, yes.
Why is that sad? That sounds great.
It's sad because it's not very creative.
Okay. I get it.
Because, like, a lot of cryptids that you see, at least here in the US, are just either animal but big or regional Bigfoot.
Let's see. What are the cryptids of? Let's see. Bigfoot. Once again, maybe Bigfoot is just it. Unless
Maybe
there's like,
Bigfoot's just nationwide.
maybe he is nation. Okay. Lake Michigan sea serpent. We
Yep.
love a Nessie sort of thing.
Oh. So, Charlie, in your home state, there are two major cryptids the
Mm-hmm.
Dover Demon
I did
and
not
the
know about that.
Pukwudgie.
Pukwudgie's just Native American folklore, though.
That is what that's what light googling has gotten me.
Like, I feel like there's a difference between like cryptid, which is more like modern folklore, and
Yeah.
like already established
Yeah.
religion folklore such.
Okay. There's also the Gloucester sea serpent in your home state. And again, more Native American folklore, the Thunderbird. But yeah, that's all I can find about
I like
stuff
this
over
one
there.
from Illinois. It's just called the Big Muddy Monster because there's apparently a river called the Big Muddy River. So
That's usually what the Mississippi is referred to as is Big Muddy.
okay, cool. There you go. Oh, there's lesser known ones. Murfreesboro Mud Monster, Owl Man of Cornwall. Excuse me, I need to learn about the Owl Man.
All right.
Why is the Owl Man of Cornwall in Illinois? Because that's like the UK.
I don't know.
Tell me.
There may be a town called Cornwall, Illinois.
Or it could just be the AI being weird again.
Yeah.
Coal Hollow Road Monster in the Farmer City. There's just the amount of
Yeah,
cryptids.
it is in the UK. Never mind. They're wrong.
This brought to you by how terrible Google AI is.
Correct.
My anti-plug forever.
Yes. Do not trust it. Do not just look at that and go away.
I was gonna say, what happened to when Google would just answer your question without it?
I don't know. But yeah, that's my cryptid tangent.
We can talk about the episode again.
Yeah. God, we're only 10 minutes in this episode.
It's fine. It's fine. So we've talked about the cryptid. He's explained all of that shit. Apparently, Bigfoot weather is like the reason. Like, if there's a snowstorm, it's Bigfoot weather. So that's why he had to be around at this time. But the skiing is apparently the best snow they've had in 10 years. So, like, everyone's scared off, but they've got, like, a great, mountain to go to.
Good
all
for them.
to themselves. So, and once again, the boys in one room, the girls in another room.
Before we get there, the suitcases. The shenanigans with the suitcases.
I was just saying he gave them the keys. This is when Laurel and Hardy get their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and we love Laurel just being like, yeah, we just want to be bellhops. And Hardy's like trying to play it up. He's just like, I would like to be a luggage expediter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, just come at it. This man doesn't know what the heck you're. So they get a job because he has no one else to help him. He's all by himself. And then they get the luggage, which is definitely a fucking shenanigan. I love
Mm-hmm.
this. I love the luggage. How many suitcases do they have? I need to count
Let's
this.
see. Between
One, two,
the
three,
the
four,
five
five,
of them,
six, seven, eight,
seven,
nine,
eight,
10.
9, 10. 10 suitcases,
Two suitcases a person.
including Scooby.
Yes. And so he loads Hardy up. He has to, take the luggage cart to the elevator, and Laurel is directing him. But then he stops directing him because Daphne and Velma get out of the elevator, and he has to, tip his hat and be polite.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Hardy's left uh, to crash and have all the luggage fall out.
Yeah. I
So,
guarantee at least one of those suitcases is full of Scooby snacks.
oh, probably. But is it Scooby's case or is it like somebody else's?
Could be Shaggy's.
I was about to say, is it Daphne's? Because she tends to be
She
the keeper of the Scooby snacks.
she
But
does. It's either her or Velma.
but I think that Daphne actually put a bunch of her stuff in a little bit of her stuff in everybody's suitcase because they wouldn't give her more than two. So
Listen,
she sneaks it into everyone else.
Daphne Blake is a fashion icon, and just because she doesn't have room doesn't mean nobody does.
Exactly.
Anyway, we've got the gay room set up once again.
Yeah. Also, we have like a brief scene of Shaggy and Scooby eating in the kitchen. They have a couple sandwiches and they see Bigfoot. So they have to like run away. They grab their sandwiches real quick, nom nom, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where
And
we get Laurel unloading his suitcase. Listen, this man is prepared. He is prepared for anything.
he is prepared for situations that will not happen while they are in Vermont.
He takes out a rubber ducky and a shovel and pail because he's got it for his bath and for the beach.
Okay, the bath, I understand. You want your rubber ducky, make bath time lots of fun. That's your thing. Why the bucket? I know it's because in case they go to the beach. Vermont doesn't have any beaches. It's
You know what?
impossible.
You know what? I can logic around that. Guess what? We're just going to use it for snow. We're just going to make a snowman with it instead.
Okay, go off.
There you go. He was going to use it to make a sandman, but then he realized, wait, I can just use it for both.
Yep.
There you go.
So now we've got both of these dudes in the most Ebenezer Scrooge ass getup I have seen in this cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the literal like the head do words today. This is a
The like
problem.
floppy cap on top of their
Yeah,
head.
the sleeping cap that you would
Yeah.
expect to see, and the flowing little nightgown. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then I think this is the first time we've seen Daphne and Velma in uh
Yeah. Okay. So
sleeping
this is
stuff because I was
these are
looking it
their
up.
PJs. Velma has curlers in.
Her hair
I
looks exactly the
never
same,
seen that.
but there
Yeah.
are
What's the point?
curlers. It's like they
What's the
added the curlers on
point?
top of her head to this.
And apparently Daphne wants to sleep with her headband on, which like why?
It's choice. Uh, but they got some cute little outfits there.
Mm-hmm. Very
Daphne's wearing some
cozy,
more
very
pink.
comfy.
Velma's got some red and pink. Okay,
Listen, couples borrow each other's clothes all the time.
I think so. I think she's wearing Daphne stuff, and Velma's just like, okay, we're gonna get to sleep tonight. Don't worry about the scary stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Laurel is brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
He's foaming at the mouth with the amount of brushing he's doing, as you do in cartoons. And he
Yes.
opens the medicine cabinet.
And the Bigfoot's just standing there menacingly.
As you would.
Why not? Why not?
Okay. Okay, I don't know if you added the how he packed, but that should go in the shenanigans. And
Yep.
also, this is obviously a
Yes.
fucking shenanigan if I've
Oh, it
ever seen
100%
one.
is. So at first he's very polite. He greets the Bigfoot and then screams and runs out of the room.
He tells Hardy, who's just like, "What the heck are you doing? What? Why are you? What? Do you have rabies, sir?" And Hardy's just like, "This Bigfoot's not here. I don't know what the heck you're talking." He doesn't see
Yeah.
him when they go back to the bathroom to check.
Even though he's
Clearly,
right
there's
behind
just
him.
there is no wall behind this medicine cabinet. Clearly, because Bigfoot just like walks in and
Why?
out of frame.
Yeah.
I love how like once Hardy has told him like, "Don't worry about it, you're fine." Laurel's just like, "Okay, good night, Mister Bigfoot," and just goes to bed like nothing is wrong
He
whatsoever.
he went through all the stages of grief and just went to acceptance immediately.
I love it. I love it so much. And now Laurel is having trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
So Hardy has
So
to
read him
read him.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yep. Listen, it's adorable. I love it so
It
much.
is.
And then Velma and Daphne hear a crash and
Dun,
they see
dun, dun,
Bigfoot
dun,
outside.
dun, dun.
Oh no! Help! And Velma's literally like pounding on the wall because the boys are next door.
Right. Laurel and Hardy also hear this commotion, and they run into the room too.
Yeah. Also, I think this is where we see Shaggy wearing a different outfit than the last time we saw
Yeah,
him in.
he's wearing like just a white t-shirt and red basketball shorts or boxers. I can't really tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally like looked because I'm like, "Oh my god, different outfits? When was the first time they wore PJs?" Night of Fright is No Delight. I just see like Shaggy was wearing like the Scrooge type outfit but
Yeah,
in green, and
yeah.
Fred's wearing like basically the same thing.
So they see Bigfoot out the window. Um, and Velma's like, "Well, we need to track him down. Maybe we can follow his footprints." There aren't any.
Nope. Even though it's snowing so much outside, there's no footprints.
It's a
I
mystery to
wonder.
me how they got there. Then
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Laurel and Hardy are after this whole debacle, everybody's gone back to the rooms. Laurel is like, "Oh no, I'm scared of ghosts. I can't go back to sleep." Ah. And then he leaves the room to go to the bathroom for a moment. And then who should come out of the closet? Oh my god, Bigfoot is gay. Uh,
Charlie, all cryptids are gay.
this is true. This is true. This is why Jonathan Crabtree is homophobic. He is appropriating queer culture.
Disgusting. But that's a shenanigan, though. Bigfoot in the bed is a shenanigan.
Bigfoot like just coming out of the closet, lying down in Laurel's bed as Hardy still thinks he's talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he realizes who he's talking, and he just hides under the covers.
And then Shaggy and Scooby hear it. They go under Fred's bed and shake Fred awake because of how scared they are.
Yeah, of course, as you do. That's a shenanigan,
Yes,
shaking
it
the
is.
whole freaking bed. So Hardy has somehow gone across the hall to see Fred. I mean, like Bigfoot was just in my room. We gotta go after him.
Mm-hmm.
So Scooby, this is like Scooby's real bloodhound episode. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you thought Who's Not Coming to Dinner was like the Scooby is the bloodhound, this is it, because he does it
Well,
like
he
3 or 4 times.
yeah, this is the first one. He does a really good job because he does find the Bigfoot pretty fast.
Yeah,
But he's just a scaredy cat, so.
yeah, literally sniffs around the corner. Immediately, Bigfoot. He's like, "Nope," and Bigfoot goes into Laurel and Hardy's room, scares Laurel, so he jumps into Hardy's arms.
Gay.
Very gay.
And then we get a Doors gag, Charlie. We get a fucking Doors gag.
Get a fucking Doors gag. I love how Bigfoot is like running around and around the rooms. Like it's not even like hallway to hallway. It's just in a circle sometimes,
Pretty
and
much.
it's good shit. But everybody's like screaming like, "Oh no, he's in our room!" Every 5 seconds. And
But
then
then
he
eventually he just
jumps.
hops out the window.
Yeah, he jumps out the window of the girls' room. So he's not a ghost. He's there in the room. So nobody slept.
Well, duh.
Scooby is like trying to sleep by the fire while everybody's getting ready to go skiing.
And Fred's like, I'm not wasting this fucking vacation. We're going skiing.
Yeah. So Shaggy's like, okay, I'll just go tickle his foot, but Scooby hears him say foot. So he's triggered now. He's like, oh no, the worst fear I've ever had. Bigfoot, he's here again. No, it's not Bigfoot. Don't worry about it, Scooby. It's okay.
He has Bigfoot PTSD.
He does. So we find out that it snowed a lot last night. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
get the mystery machine out. So sad. No more mystery machine today.
Today.
And then Laurel and Hardy are like, what can we do for you, Mr. Burgess? Can we help in any way? Oh, why don't you go drive the kids in the station wagon since their car can't get out of here? So,
Yeah.
although he did say for half a second, like, well, you could just like lock the doors so my customers don't leave. But why don't you actually do something helpful? Basically.
Yeah. So Laurel and
So,
Hardy go to get in the station wagon.
yeah. There's this cute little garage for the
Yes.
hotel, and Hardy is trying to be so nice to Mr. Crabtree's chauffeur. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you? It's a beautiful day. And this man's just going, ah, ah.
Oh boy.
Like he himself is the Scooby-Doo monster.
Right. So like props to the writers for trying to like convince us that he could be the ghost of Bigfoot, but
Just for his
we all
voice alone.
yeah. But Laurel's like, you never let me drive. Why don't I take a crack at it?
How am I going to learn? So Laurel drives the car and he crashes into, I think it's a limo, but whatever
It's
fancy car it
it's
is.
yeah, it's Crabtree's limo or
Yeah.
car. It's a fancy car.
Yeah, he crashes into it, breaks it a little bit, but you know what? The guy deserved it. He was rude to
He's also rich,
Laurel's
so
husband, so
yeah.
there you go.
All right, so we're on the ski slopes now, and for whatever
Oh wait,
reason, Laurel and Hardy. What?
I think that needs to be a shenanigan.
Yeah,
Do
sorry,
you have the
I
doors
almost
gag
forgot.
too?
Doors gag is counted.
Obviously, cool.
So we're on the ski slopes now, and for whatever reason, Laurel and Hardy decide to come with them up to the top of the slope. They are not dressed for this.
No, no, they do not have winter gear for this episode. Only the gang is allowed to have different outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Although Scooby doesn't get anything special, which is rude to me.
Yeah, he should at least have booties. He's just walking around with bare paws in the snow. That's not good for a dog.
Yeah. What's up with this, guys? What's up with that? So we go up to the ski lift, and Laurel
Are we?
almost falls out.
Oh, okay. I thought we were skipping past that. We shouldn't do that.
No, no, that's
Yes.
a shenanigan. Because
Yeah,
this
I was gonna
man is like,
say.
what's this? Bro, you know what a seatbelt is. I know you do.
You've ridden in a car. You know what a seatbelt is.
Maybe he doesn't wear a seatbelt. Do people wear
That would be a
seatbelts in the
hardy thing to
70s?
do. Yeah, I think they were
I know my
seatbelts.
parents are always just like, oh yeah, we didn't wear seatbelts. So like,
Yeah, okay. Seatbelts were invented in the late 1800s, but uh, first used in cars. Okay, so it had been a thing for a little while. 1955 was the first time that. Okay, so that's when it was patented. 1958 is when the first seatbelts were introduced into cars. So they'd come around.
when were
They
seatbelts
existed.
required?
It's a great question.
When were they made? 68. Okay.
Okay, so a little bit before this episode came out, a few years before.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's okay. There's like apparently there's different things by state though. I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm,
So maybe I guess they just weren't quite as popular maybe at this
I
point yet.
guess.
So it's plausible. Regardless,
Either way.
it's a shenanigan because he falls down. I thought he was gonna end up pulling Hardy's pants down.
I thought
'Cause,
so too,
like-
but he didn't.
Like that's the obvious joke to go there is he's grabbing onto his legs.
Yeah.
And then he somehow gets back up. Also, if you didn't add it before, Scooby's foot being tickled, shenanigan.
I forgot. It's there. So we get up to the top and we meet Hans Edelweiss, the ski instructor.
Oh man, this dude, this accent, everything. At first they're like, "Oh my god, what are these big footprints leading up to this building?" And then it's like, "Oh, this is the ski instructor." And he helps out Shaggy try to like stand on his skis cuz
Mm-hmm.
we've established that he and Scooby do not know what they're doing. Scooby is
Yeah.
not really trying to go ski.
No.
Neither are Laurel and Hardy, but
Well, there's
regardless,
on a sled.
but regardless, Laurel discovers a random sled, which Hardy's like, "Those things are dangerous. Don't go near it. What are you doing?"
But then a shenanigan happens.
Certainly, because Scooby's just like slippery, I guess.
Yeah.
He's just trying to stand on his own 2 feet amongst the slipperiness of the snow and ice, I would assume. And he
Yes.
bumps the two of them, so they start going down the hill. And then he also elbows Shaggy as he's trying to tell Shaggy about this, bumps Shaggy down the hill, but he's like, "I'm not gonna let my bro go it alone," jumps on his back. Like,
Are those two separate shenanigans or are they one shenanigan together? I've already
um,
added one.
I think that counts as a sequence, you know?
Okay. It's one. But what
But
happens next is its own because they hit a bump. Scooby flies up in the air, lands on top of Shaggy's head, and covers his eyes.
yes. And then, yeah, the fact that he also covers his own eyes because Shaggy's like, "I can't see." Scooby's like, "Me too."
Me neither.
So he jumps in front of Shaggy.
Well, and then
Um,
something similar happens to Laurel and Hardy, where they hit a bump. Laurel goes on Hardy's shoulders, and then they step back, and it's fine.
so like those are two separate things. Those are two separate
Yeah.
shenanigans that have happened to
Yes.
these groups. But then both of them go on a bump, and then we have swapped Shaggy and Laurel on each of these things. And then they bump again and they swap back. No, that's a third
Mm-hmm.
shenanigan.
Yep. This whole sequence just chock full of shenanigans.
Chock full of them. And Laurel and Hardy go into a snowbank. Hardy is flies out of the sled and becomes a ball of snow.
That's another shenanigan. Laurel
Yes.
meets him at the bottom of the hill and puts his little hat on top of the snowball.
Yep. Yes. Which is adorable. And then Scooby and
Yes.
Shaggy fully just go headfirst into the snow uh, at the bottom of the hill, which is another shenanigan. And the fact that
Mm-hmm.
Daphne's just like, "Wow, guys, you did so good."
Well, it's more in the like, yeah, good job.
I mean, maybe.
And then after Hardy gets out of the snowball, Laurel's like, "Can we do it again?"
He's like, "Thank you so much for that. That was great. Let's do it again." Man, bro, maybe not. You're gonna kill this poor guy. Your poor
And
husband.
Hardy just stares at the camera, is like, "What the fuck is my husband thinking about?"
He's like, "I'm in the office." No.
No. Okay, so we get the gang in their regular outfits for this scene.
Yeah. It's later. They've gone back to the hotel and they're trying to figure out what they should do. Like, we didn't get any sleep last night, so should we stay here and try to sleep with Bigfoot or should we leave? But wait, that's what he wants us to do. But also we can't leave
Mm-hmm.
because the roads are all like,
They're covered in snow. They're not cleared yet.
yeah. So they can't do anything.
Yep.
Meanwhile, our bellhops are taking
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Crabtree his dinner,
Mm-hmm.
where I this is so cringe. Where
Mm-hmm.
the Mr. Burgess is like, "Oh yeah, he always dines alone at this time of night," and Mr. Hardy, like, doing his hands in the weird evil way, is like, "Very good, sir." Like, bro,
Sir, what are you planning? What are you plotting, scheming even? What are you doing?
nothing
What are you gonna
happens,
do to
but
this old man?
it's just very weird how he does that.
Yes. But they go up. Hardy knocks on the door multiple times. Crabtree doesn't answer. So Laurel uh, tries to take the skeleton key to get into the room off of Hardy's belt loop, and just rips part of his pants off.
There you go. There's the panty shot, the underwear joke that we
Mm-hmm.
were all waiting for.
Yep, Chekhov's underwear joke, if you will.
Listen, I feel like for like these types of comics or like, comedic duos, an
Mm-hmm.
underwear joke is required at some point.
It's at the very least inevitable for it to happen.
Yeah. So we open the
Um,
door. Mr. Crabtree's gone.
dun, dun, dun. They're looking around. Hardy gets his tie stuck in a drawer. Is a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. So the keys are shenanigan, and then like how Hardy's like looking around, and then Laurel
Mm-hmm.
like is like following his lead and doing everything that he does. That whole
Mm-hmm.
scenario is another shenanigan because he
For
like
sure.
closes the drawer on his own tie because he's so fed up
Yeah.
with Laurel hovering.
I mean, I can't necessarily blame him there.
Yeah.
So Laurel and Hardy go downstairs, tell everybody what happened. Like, hey, Crabtree's gone. What the hell happened to him? He's probably been kidnapped.
But we logic this out and figure out, okay, we're snowed in here. Like, he can't have been taken anywhere. Realistically, he's
Right.
probably still in the hotel.
Yeah.
So so we have to go on a search of sorts through the hotel and figure things out.
So we split up Smart Gang plus Hardy and Scared Gang plus Laurel.
Yep. And again, like this is the way that Scooby Doo should be doing it every time, where we
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
them literally splitting up.
Yes.
And then I feel like every time that they end up finding a secret door,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily always a shenanigan, but it should have been like a drinking game almost for this
It's definitely on
episode.
the bingo card. I know I put it there.
Yeah, like oh we find a random secret passageway by accident.
Yeah, because Fred finds one, and then the next scene, Laurel finds one.
Yeah. And every time in this episode, at least, we're just like knocking on whatever it is, like
Yeah.
tapping, I guess.
Well, Laurel knocked on a shelf, Fred knocked on the wall, and somehow
Yeah.
those both did it.
Yeah. So Fred's just like, oh, there's something sound coming from behind this wall. It's hollow. There must be a door here. And they find Bigfoot's footsteps, whatever, however you say that. The yeah.
Clearly, Hardy didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Big feet,
Pretty
same thing.
much.
So they go and follow those, and then yeah, and Laurel like knocks something when he's like, "Oh yeah, we looked all over Mr. Crabtree's room. He's definitely not there." Knocks nonchalantly and then opens the secret passageway. So
So we
Scared
get
Gang is
Scooby.
also.
Yeah, we get Scooby being a bloodhound again, and Scooby aggressively, follows the trail, and it leads them to this like tiny door.
How did he get anything of Mr. Crabtree to like look for anything, or is he just looking for the Bigfoot? I'm
I think just the Bigfoot, just like following the footprints from the Bigfoot.
maybe.
And Scooby says there's ghosts in the other room.
Yeah, cause he knocks on a thing, and yeah, it's obviously ghosts, right? You see something white in the
Mm-hmm.
dark. What else could it be? Shaggy confirms this, and then once again, Laurel's intelligence is like, guys, those aren't ghosts. Those are just sheets on furniture. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. We get more shenanigans with Scooby holding in a sneeze.
We love the sneezes.
Yeah, Scooby sneezes are like gale force winds somehow.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that,
All
but
right. In the meantime, Smart
he's an
Gang
airbender.
plus Hardy are walking around, trying to figure out which way the Bigfoot went.
Yeah, we're just following a lot of footprints today.
Yep.
I want to know if
Uh,
Mr. Burgess knows about the rest of this part of the hotel.
I would hope he does, considering he's one of now 3 employees here. But the ghost of Bigfoot comes to the Scared Gang and I guess wants to be part of the fun, so he hides under the cloth, like the furniture covers, with them.
Yeah, yeah. So so we have like the gangs are like basically about to go into the same room is what happens here.
Yes.
Yeah. So like scared gang is like, "Oh no, we're hearing something coming." And it's also the smart gang like literally coming into the room as well as
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Everybody's hiding underneath the white cloths, and that's when Bigfoot does that. But
Yeah.
we keep switching cloths. We keep switching where we're
Yeah.
going. Like Scooby like looks under a cloth and suddenly Bigfoot's under a different one.
Yeah. So they go to tackle Laurel tackles who he thinks is Bigfoot. No, Hardy goes to tackle who he thinks it's Bigfoot. It's Laurel.
Him and Fred are going to tackle that. And then
Yeah.
suddenly Bigfoot's not there and it's just Laurel. He's just there.
Yeah.
What? I do have to wonder how Bigfoot did this.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Like,
And then more shenanigans ensue because Laurel's like, we found something. And Hardy's like, oh, a clue? He's like, no, a piano.
yeah,
And he just
we
starts
found a
playing the
piano.
piano.
Okay, so how many shenanigans do we have in this room so far? Uh, the sheets and this piano
Yep.
because he plays a little song. And then Hardy's just like, we can do this another time. And so Laurel does it again. And then he does a big finish. And
Mm-hmm.
suddenly Bigfoot's like, that was very loud. What the fuck are you doing? He was hiding the. So,
How the fuck did the Bigfoot fit inside the piano?
how did he get there from the sheet that we thought he was under? Anyway, he gets out of the room. He supposedly locks the door behind him, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So then Fred finds a piece of paper that's like, these look like license plate numbers. Could be
Very,
important.
very interesting. I feel like this is definitely one of the more plotty, like, mystery episodes
Yes. The mystery
that
in this
we've had
episode
so far.
is good. Not in terms of suspect necessarily, but in terms of like
I mean,
uncovering stuff.
we still have more characters and more suspects on our list, at least. We have
Yeah.
Crabtree chauffeur,
And
and
Burgess.
yeah, and ski instructor.
True. And the ski
So
instructor.
we got
Okay.
like four guys here,
Yes.
and then plenty of clues, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So Fred tells us the next day, presumably, that
Mm-hmm.
these are all from stolen.
Dun dun dun.
So Bigfoot's been stealing cars, apparently.
I guess. And we see him doing it in real time as he's
Yeah.
behind them on the road.
Yeah, they're all in the mystery machine, and he's driving a big truck of cars, and they like let him pass them on the road. And the fact that Bigfoot just drives a fucking car, he doesn't care about them right now.
Nope. He's just trying to get his latest batch of cars back to whatever warehouse he's going to.
Yeah, and once again, he disappears somehow. We can't explain these things, and we're like, okay, well, this is where he seemed to have been going. This weird old junkyard. Hey, remember when Mr.
Hey.
Burgess referenced that earlier? That
Mm-hmm.
there was a big old junkyard, huh?
Interesting.
So none of the cars in this whole place have license plates, but I guess something about the fact that they're late models, they're junk, so they can't be stolen cars.
I guess. So they go inside the like office building and they turn on a projector and it just plays walking animations of the ghost over and over again.
Yeah, but also there was a snowmobile outside of this place that was warm that we don't know why. It's very interesting.
Interesting.
But yeah, so Bigfoot outside of their room. This is why he didn't leave any footprints.
Ah,
Perhaps.
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 But Hardy points out there's somebody on the second floor of the building.
Yeah, apparently he's been playing lookout for this, and there just happens to be a ladder, but it's not quite tall enough. We need to put it on the snowmobile to set up for our next shenanigan.
Yes. So
Where
Laurel goes up the ladder. The Bigfoot just, I guess, tries to scare him, and Laurel's like, "Yep, it's Bigfoot."
I love this man so much. His entire vibe. Like, you think that Shaggy's high?
Nah, this man's off his rocker.
This man is so high, he's cool as a cucumber.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is good
Uh,
for anxiety.
yeah, this is true. And somehow Bigfoot goes all the way around them and gets out. He's got some the big the
Snowshoes.
yes. He's got the big snowshoes on his feet. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've only
Interesting.
seen one other person wear those.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Could only mean one thing.
yeah, exactly.
But we get shenanigans with this fucking ladder in pursuit of Bigfoot.
Yeah, because of course we had to use the snowmobile to try to chase him as fast as possible through the snow. Hardy's driving, Shaggy and Scooby are in the back, and Hardy or blah, 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 not Hardy. Laurel is on the ladder,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes this way, it goes that way. At one point, Hardy like turns, so then it turns, and all three of the guys in the back are on
It's like
this
a
ladder.
it's like a seesaw almost.
Yeah, it's a fucking seesaw for some reason.
They crash the snowmobile. Everybody's okay, and I guess Fred, Daphne, and Velma have been following them the whole time on skis. Cool,
Um, they must have their skis in the mystery machine, just in case, you
just in
know.
case.
So, so we're still following Bigfoot, and then Scooby's next shenanigan is that he's running as fast as he can to follow Bigfoot. Go that way, guys! And he's on a log somehow, and he didn't notice that he wasn't going anywhere. He's on a log in some water.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to run.
Yep.
And then Laurel and Hardy going across this ice once
Yeah,
again.
Hardy does it just fine, no problem. And Laurel's like, "I'm a little scared, but I'm gonna do it." And then he just,
But it's the way that like Hardy was like, whoa, whoa, and like he's like balancing this way and that way.
yeah,
And so Laurel's like, oh, I gotta do it the way that you did it. And then he just does it on like one foot.
it just hops on one foot.
Like the whole way over.
And then Scooby, I guess, boogie boards on a piece of ice across this body of water.
Yeah, as you do, I guess. Alright, so now I guess we're in a sawmill.
Because why? 'Cause there's always some kind of mill involved,
There
right?
seriously, always a fucking mill. I love this animation. Tell me this is not your favorite part of the episode where they're all
Mhm.
doing the Shaggy walking thing with his arm.
Yes, it's
Like
beautiful.
all of the guys do this at once as they're following Scooby.
It's so good. I fucking love it.
The girls are staying behind, I guess, because it's too dangerous or whatever. No, we just have too many characters. And once again, Scooby sneezing because of course there's sawdust. He was gonna sneeze.
Yeah,
So we once again he finds a secret passage by sneezing and hitting a thing that opens up
it's
a
just a
door.
lever.
Yeah.
Is that a shenanigan, Charlie? Because I want to say it is.
Yes. Yes it is. So we go into this room. It's like, hmm.
Hmm.
What's going on here? Where's Bigfoot? And then there's a second sneeze with, Scooby finding Bigfoot.
the Bigfoot is just in the middle of this teepee of 2x4s.
Yeah, for some reason.
Because
That's
why the hell
another
not?
shenanigan.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's just the amount of times that we've had Scooby sniffing in this episode is really a lot.
Equal
And
to the amount
then
of time sneezing, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, probably. So then we keep coming through this hallway, like running away from Bigfoot again. And hey, look, this is the car factory, the stolen automobile factory. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on here? Bigfoot grabs onto like a hook to get away from them,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly he's up top, and Laurel, Hardy, Shaggy, and Scooby are all on this platform. They just stood here. And
Yeah.
so Bigfoot, who is now up on where the levers are, pulls a lever. They go up into the air, fall into a vat of paint, and then get cleaned.
Stuff.
Yeah. So they got dipped in green paint, and then they get like cleaned and everything. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, Fred is following Bigfoot. He like grabs a hook just like he does. He goes up to the levers, and then he presses something else so that I I presume so that they can get picked up to be cleaned
Yeah.
and all of that. Maybe I'm not sure what
Yeah, but
exactly.
somehow the green paint came off in that whole process, so that's good for
Yeah,
them.
and Fred's just still
Scooby
chasing Bigfoot.
Scooby hits a barrel of bricks or something.
I don't
Like
know what it is. I don't think it's supposed to be bricks necessarily, but it's
they're brick colored, but
yeah.
they're like red. Maybe they're just slips of paper. It's something.
They
Cause Bigfoot
definitely
to
do
slip.
have the brick colored rectangular thing to them, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they are. Anyway,
Apparently the ski instructor was a cop.
yeah. Once again, we have our secret cop. I love when that happens. When it's just like, oh, I'm a secret agent actually here looking into this activity, which happens so often in Scooby Doo.
Mm.
Uh,
But I guess Scooby figured out that where Mr. Crabtree was because Shaggy asked where he is. And he's like,
Based on the
well,
funny footprints.
mm-hmm, he's right here. And we got some stilts. And we take off the mask, and it's Crabtree.
Wow. So what we're saying is that he was impersonating somebody who needed a wheelchair?
That's ableist and deplorable.
All right, so we've dealt with the mystery, and now we can go on our ski vacation. Everything is all great, and also Laurel and Hardy have steady jobs now that people are like coming back to the hotel and everything. It's so good.
Good for
So
them.
the gang wants to stay another week for the skiing, but that's they need reservations now because we're filling up the place,
Yep.
even though we can't see anybody. That's not important. But what is important is that Scooby's the one who saved the day today because of all
He
the
was.
sniffing and searching and everything. So because they're friends with Scooby, they get to stay anytime they
Anytime.
want. And that's how
All
the
right.
episode ends.
It is.
It's very
So,
fun.
Charlie, what time is it?
It's Terra time again. Let's do some trivia, my friends. A bunch of this is once again. I do feel like it's weird that every time we have like trivia, it's usually like, and these people are dead. So
Well, yeah.
yeah. So Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy were both deceased when this episode was made. Laurel passed away in 1965, while Hardy passed away in 1957. Both were long gone before the beginning of the Scooby-Doo franchise in 1969. Meanwhile, Larry Harmon and Jim McGeorge voiced the duo, reprising the roles they originated on Hanna-Barbera's Laurel and Hardy syndicated animated series in 19.
A few scenes from this episode were edited out of syndicated print shown on Cartoon Network and Boomerang. Hardy telling Laurel to unpack their suitcase, the gang gathering in the lounge talking about sleeping, and Laurel and Hardy getting the station wagon out of the garage.
They took out 3 shenanigans,
That's unfortunate.
always. And I guess our one cultural reference is that Ollie reads Stanley Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Pretty short trivia here.
Yeah, very short and sweet today.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are we at with our shenanigan, Ethan?
Charlie, I have good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first?
What's the bad news?
Don Knotts is no longer leading in the number of shenanigans.
No! And the good news is that this episode is at 29?
29 shenanigans.
Goodness. Listen, it's because I love Stan Laurel so much. That's why.
He's an icon and we love him.
Yeah. So obviously, when someone asks me whose side I'm on the side of Stanley Laurel.
I'll just put Laurel and Hardy.
Am I on Hardy's side? Not very much, but...
Oh, okay. I'll just put Laurel then. There we go.
He's okay.
There is no...
okay.
It works better when they're both together. They
But
balance
I
each other out.
loved Stan playing off of like Shaggy and Scooby too. Is the
That's
thing.
true. Yeah. So Charlie, what would you rate this episode out of 5 Scooby?
I don't know if I have much negative things to say about this one. Like this one is just like
Yeah.
very good
Yeah.
in general. Like we had a good balance of like the guests to the gang. We had
Mm-hmm.
them like splitting off together. We had a good mystery. We had
We
many
did.
people that it could have been. I would give it maybe a 5 out of 5.
You know, Charlie, this is something I never do, but I'm going to agree with you.
Ethan?
It's a 5 out of 5.
Hello?
So that makes it easy for me.
Ethan?
Oh, Charlie?
I
Bud?
cannot hear you. Oh no,
Hello?
it's my Ethan. Hello? There's
Oh, there you are.
Ethan. Hello. I think.
Charlie?
No. What the
Hello?
fuck, internet? There you are.
Okay, you keep going in and out. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I don't know what's happening.
What I was trying to say was you will rarely see me do this. I'm going to agree with you.
Ethan, agreeing with me? What's up with that?
In terms of like, this is a perfect episode because it does everything it does everything I want from a Scooby Doo episode, right? For all the reasons that you've already described, you know?
Orzo, do you agree? Is this a good episode? What are your thoughts? Can you meow for me? Nothing? He was meowing at the door.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he gives it a 5 out of 5.
Thank you, Orso.
Stuck with me for a week.
All right.
Okay.
So that about wraps it up for us.
Yeah, we did it. Bro, that was a good ep. I can't wait.
Definitely my favorite so far.
And
I thought nothing could beat the Fricket Fracas, but this did.
yeah, I will say like so far I'm like the top 3 of the eps are doing well. Top 3 of
Yeah.
my personal favorite eps are doing well.
Well, we've got Laurel and Hardy and both Don Knotts episodes.
Oh, also
And
Fricket
Jonathan
Frack.
Winters.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're gonna come back to Three Stooges next time. How do you feel about this?
I'm conflicted because I wanted to like the Three Stooges in the first episode, so I'm kind of apprehensive about this one. I don't think it'll be as good.
I do think the second one is better.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. I do think that it does happen where like some of the second episodes of like they guess you get more than one are better
Mm-hmm.
than the first time.
Yeah.
Like the next Batman one is also going to be better.
I don't know. I really
Which, like,
liked the first Don Knotts episode more than the second
yeah,
one.
I do think that the first on and then there's 3 eps with Harlem Globetrotters, and I think they're all great. But that's just
Solid.
me. All
I only
right.
see two. We'll get to
There's
them.
there's 2 in this season, and then there's 1 in the second season.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Either way, that wraps it up for us.
Yeah. So I guess now we gotta go split up for clues for our next mystery. Bye.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.